Welcome to the MindTalk Podcast, where we delve into the roots of dis-ease growing deep in the subconscious mind. I am your host, Diane Vanas, with over 25 years in energy medicine. We're going to talk today a little bit about breaking the cycle of pain. So probably everybody's heard that where attention goes, energy flows, or what you focus on tends to expand. And we think that means that we should think more positive if we want positive things. We have to focus on the positive. Yes, that's true. But really, did we realize how much of our life energy is consumed by pain, even mental pain? Mental pain is a bigger problem than physical pain, and it creates the same physiological reaction in our body. So we're going to talk about how brain circuits are wired. We actually have a default set of brain circuits that are focused on survival, keeping us alive, keeping us safe. Negative circuits can be reinforced throughout our lifetime and deeply embedded in our brain. If we're experiencing pain, it's usually normal and understandable to keep sharing our pain and our problems with other people. But did we realize that that would further reinforce that brain circuit? That is where our attention is. And where attention is, results show. So solving chronic pain involves stimulating your brain to form a new circuit. That's the new science called neuroplasticity. We want to form a new circuit in a new direction that we consciously choose. So a critical step is that we actually stop discussing any aspect of our pain, and that's really hard to do because it seems like people that are in pain have become highly skilled, even genius level, about pain. They're discussing their misery with anyone who will listen, which is understandable. You're miserable. The pain has engulfed your life, and it feels better to vent. And you can develop a common bond with other people who are in chronic pain. The saying is, misery loves company. So you're spending less and less time in enjoyable and creative experiences. What is this behavior doing to your pain circuits? It's strengthening them. There's been research showing that even a pain support group would lessen our chance of getting well and healing. Often there is a lot of mutual complaining about care, about families not paying enough attention, doctors not listening, failed procedures, and on and on. These are all legitimate complaints and completely understandable that you would want to share your troubles and you would want to get support. But from the neuroplastic point of view, this is a disaster. Even a pain journal has shown to portend a worse prognosis for the same reason. It's just another way that pain circuits are being reinforced. Even an endless search for a cure, why wouldn't you seek a remedy for the distress or the discomfort that you're feeling? But again, you are reestablishing or strengthening that brain circuit about pain, and you become so focused about it between discussing the pain and your medical care researching the internet for a cure, implementing recommended treatments, a significant percent of your consciousness is occupied by pain. Neuroplastic changes will be dictated by where you place your attention, and your pain circuits will be reinforced and become monsters. Another bad side effect of being in pain is social isolation. It's a common occurrence in those who suffer from chronic pain because pain makes it hard to socialize. And constantly talking about pain and complaining can drive others away who could really bring pleasure back into your life. But now, once you become socially isolated, you have even more time to ruminate about pain. You are alone with your pain. Being alone is a painful experience. Socially isolated and those in chronic pain actually have the similar parts of the brain light up or activate. The brain thinks of them as the same. Loneliness and social isolation are highly inflammatory. They directly affect the expression of our genetic code, our DNA, and result in a production of warrior white blood cells that create an inflammatory response, increasing pain and destroying tissues. It's not a win-win situation as we get into it even deeper, is it? So we have to break out of this pain cycle. We have to stop discussing pain or medical care with anyone other than healthcare providers. We need to re-engage with our family and friends. It's an enjoyable way to begin to heal. Mental pain and physical pain have the same physiological reaction in our body as we brought out. So we need to shift our attention, our energy, our thoughts, our creativity into becoming more of a source of joy, both for ourselves, for our life, and for others. Stop all negativity. No complaining. No giving unasked for advice, which is actually criticism. No criticism, no gossip. Break the pain cycle. It's time to remember that you are not your pain. Separate from it. Engage in creating a new life filled with passion, joy, and purpose. That's how you rewire your brain and choose the life you truly want. Start your healing journey through creativity today. Your future self will thank you. They say that the mind is the computer and the body is the printout. So the body you have today is what your mind was focused on years previously, even a decade ago. So today, what kind of a body are you creating with your mind? It will be a direct reflection of what you focus your mental powers and your attention on. You know, this really empowers us to find a new piece of healing, inner peace. Your brain adapts to sensory input every millisecond. So where you place your focus matters. If your attention is always on fixing your pain, you'll only reinforce it. Separate from your pain. It is not who you are. Engage in creating a new life that gives you the brain and the life of your choice. Healing happens with creativity.